These two future NBA stars who were some of the most popular, hyped up basketball players in high school just destroyed their careers. Now, number one, we got to talk about the Emoni Bates. A lot of you guys know who this is by now. Of course, Emoni Bates was all over Gatorade Player of the Year. They were calling him the next LeBron, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant. And then all of a sudden, he ended up getting into major trouble when he was in college. Now, that being said, they actually ended up pulling bro over. He had a firearm and some marijuana on him. Ended up, of course, going through some legal trouble, which made NBA teams want to stay far away from him. Now, he ended up getting drafted pretty late in the draft, and the Cavs decided to pick him up. And it's crazy because you look at his overall career, and just to think, if he was drafted higher, I think his career could have gone a lot different than it currently is now. Now, we have to remember, it is super early in his career, and I think Emoni Bates is headed in a very good direction, but definitely mistakes like this can cost you your entire future, so it's very careful, and it's very important that you move correct when you're trying to make it and really make a status and really become a solid player in the NBA. Now, 6'8", 170 is insane. Bro is OD skinny for his height. And Emoni Bates had 2 games in the NBA where right now he's averaging just 4.5 points per game and is actually going to be playing in the G League. Now, it's going to be his G League debut very soon, which is even crazier. Because if someone would have told me a couple years ago that somebody like Emoni Bates, again, he has height, he can shoot the ball, he can dribble, he's not the quickest player out there, but he's crafty and knows how to get a bucket, would be playing in the G League, man, I would have told you, you are crazy. And it's wild because some of the best players in the country nowadays, I think the majority of these dudes often end up playing at some time in the G League to just try to get their skills right. Maybe they're coming back from an injury, or there's really a ton of reasons why they would hoop in the G League and then be able to make a move to the NBA. Now, of course, Emoni Bates is still signed to a 2-way deal with the Cavs and will split his time between the two teams this season, beginning this Friday. But man, this is crazy. Emoni Bates definitely made a big mistake in his career that definitely cost him some time. But hopefully Emoni can show these teams and what everyone has been calling him the steal of the draft. Now, number 2, we have to talk about Kyree Walker. I made a recent video about Kyree Walker. You guys probably saw it. If you didn't, again, he was a middle school legend. Bro was throwing the ball off the backboard, dunking the basketball between his legs, doing everything. Looking like, honestly, probably one of the most impressive middle schoolers in the country. Now, he ended up making some decisions in his career, especially sitting out his senior year, not going to college and trying to go a different route that definitely affected him. And a lot of people saw he didn't even get drafted and ended up playing in the G League for some time. Now, after that, Kyree Walker was playing in Canada. He ended up, I believe, getting dropped from a G League squad, and now he is officially back. There was a recent NBA G League draft that actually drafted Kyree Walker, the 62nd pick in the draft, and he has officially made a return and is going to the Houston Rockets G League team. Now, this is very important because, number one, man, you got to understand there are a lot of moves that Kyree Walker had made that were probably not in his best interest to make it to the NBA. For sure, I think everyone has said it over and over again. Going to college, definitely skipping that was tough because, number one, you get a type of visibility, just a type of exposure in college that if you go to these one-off programs and try to train and make it to the NBA, it can be more difficult. Not saying it's impossible, but visibility definitely matters. Now, of course, you know, with the Rona going on, Kyree had to make a decision and he decided not to go. And that's his decision and he stuck by that. Now, I'm definitely happy to see that he is back in the G League and he's trying to make a comeback. I mean, you guys should have seen, I mean, in high school, he was hooping with Zion at one point. Just a ton of different hoopers. And Kyree was one of these dudes who was the most impressive I've seen in a very long time. And again, he's no short player either. Kyree Walker is around, I believe, 6'6" or 6'7". He is a bully down low. Not the best jump shooter, but I think I have some faith that bro is going to shock heads in the G League and hopefully make a move to the NBA one of these days.